Alright, is this... Okay, it's gone. Hey everyone. It's Frank. I just... So I just got back from a walk and, yeah, take a look at that. So clearly, I look... someone broke into my house, and the whole place is upside down. I mean, I know it's a small... it's a small condo and all, and I know it's not, like, a whole lot, but, you know, it is a lot. This is... I took a look at everything. I looked at my cash and my valuables. Everything's still there. Everything is still here. It's just wrecked. It's all over. And I didn't see any sign of forced entry. You know, the window is, you know, I live on like the 3rd floor, but I mean, the window's still locked. I mean, what the hell? What is this? I've called the police, so I think I know. I think I know why this happened, and it's because of what I've been telling you guys for a good while now. Is that this whole investigation? It's messing with someone. It's messing with some people, and now they're retaliating, or however you want to say this, but. But this clearly means I'm onto something, though, right? Like, someone's watching all these videos and found out where I live, and they wanted to send me a message. So I guess I'm not crazy when I tell you guys all this, but something is going on, and I'm just gonna hold off now. I'm just gonna wait for the cops to come, and they're on their way, and I'll probably just pick it up after they leave. The cops are just here. They took a look at all my stuff here. They're gonna keep on checking around here to make sure everything's okay for the next few weeks. I got a new security system installed, and there are people there checking outside, so yeah, I feel a little bit safer now, a little bit. And the other thing, I guess to kind of take my mind off it, the severance pay, that kind of explains this new camera. I got a severance pay from my old job. It actually gave me quite a bit. But it stopped. I could upgrade from my old camera to this new one here. So that's what you see me on. I'm still kind of freaked out, but I'm a little more determined, now to keep. I'm more determined to keep doing this. I mean, well, who am I kidding? I'm terrified, but kind of excited too in a weird way at the same time. Is that weird? I don't know. I don't really. I have a job right now. They fired me for doing this so much. It's all I really do, which explains the severance pay I just told you about. But yeah, I don't have a job now. I don't really have any family, none that I'm close to. No girlfriend, so I figured, what else do I have to do than this? So I think I'm gonna keep at this, because I mean, what's the point of stopping? They've already gotten to my house. I recorded all these videos so far and put them online. They're there. They're not going away, so there's no point in really stopping. So yeah, so let's do this, guys. Let's find them. So it's been a while since I did a video, but I've made loads of progress in all this, clearly. So let's just get down to it. Following on the last video, I've got some more results just by looking into Barry and Oscar and all their stuff. I found a Mr. B. Neville. He was reassigned to a house in Canterbury in October of 2013 by the Manticore Housing Commission. The website doesn't list where he lived before or who the residents of the house he was reassigned to were. But I think it's fair to say, or it's fair to guess, it was the first time he met Oscar. So that's the first link I found. Manticore to, yeah, I mean, that's the first time I found Manticore, to Barry and Oscar, or linked it. Sorry, my mind's jumbled right now. I also managed to find the pilot. It's really bad. I found a legal document online as well. It's a notice of an arbitration on behalf of Manticore Management, and it mentions someone called Neville. So Barry and maybe Oscar had contact with Manticore in some capacity after they made the pilot. I haven't had a chance to read through the document. I just skimmed it, and it's basically just legal jargon. But I'll let you know if there's anything of interest in there. But that's 3 instances where Manticore and Oscar and Barry interacted. So I'm just trying to find that connection from Lucius and Manticore Management, Housing Commission, whatever you call it, and see that connection to Vlad London, Bumblington, and the Crap Twins, all those guys. If they're all connected somehow, then I think I need to figure out what happened that day. But and kind of see how like it led to their disappearance. I'm still trying to figure out where Barry and Oscar flew to when Heathrow I'm just trying to figure out where they went to that evening, because they're not seen or mentioned between then and their disappearance, except for Oscar, of course, working with Lucius, and that whole arbitration, and then I thought I'd look back at the Let's Find Them website and look through the reported sightings. The first one from someone called Chad Ruttinger places them in London. So the next time from Anonymous says he saw them the day after their disappearance at his farm. There's no more info there, unfortunately, and I can't validate that claim. But it's the only clue I've got so far about what happened after they were reported missing. So that might be a fake. I don't know. Mention seeing Oscar in Slovenia. The Crap Twins have Slovenian heritage. Gorgon Ganultas is from Slovenia. And he was in Sagariro, or how to say it, Sagariro, at some point. That's a long shot. I'm really kind of stretching here, I know, but there's just little connections and coincidences, they're kind of weird, and they're everywhere. So I keep looking, and someone or something is mentioned here once. Then I look at something totally different, and they show up again in some wacky way. And anyway, I'm getting off track. Sorry. So the one at the bottom from Dr. R. Byrne mentions the twins in Belmarsh, but it's not much to go on. But one of them, but one from someone called Donald, says he saw Barry in Toronto. Doesn't give a date, which is kind of annoying. So we might be able to fill in a gap. I don't know when he claims to have seen Barry, because he says a few weeks ago. But either way, that means Barry's out there right now, or he saw him between the London incident and the Canterbury incident. If Oscar worked with Lucius here in the US, it's pretty feasible Barry could have gone to Canada. Maybe they flew to North America from London and that night, and perhaps the El Dorado article isn't a fake and they went to South America. Perhaps they crossed paths with Darren Pierce in Peru. I'm going to put this idea, I'm not sure, but I'll bring this idea to my friends, and maybe they'll see what they think. I don't know. I know I made fun of them before, but they've been really helpful, and they don't seem like a bunch of crazy guys who wear tinfoil hats. Karushnikov saw my latest posts. I finally got that name right. 2 incidents. The first is sort of tied to Manticore. So back in 2010, a terrorist called Mike Sponge, I don't know how to pronounce that. He was arrested after trying to set a bomb off in London, and he was sent to Belmarsh, also in solitary. And before that, he was responsible for a terrorist attack in the Bakara market in Somalia, and it killed more humanitarian workers from the Manticore Foundation. It's a real loose link, but I'll take every lead I can get. He also. So I think he's still in Belmarsh for one. So there's a chance he's interacted with the Crap twins, even though they're all in solitary confinement, also. Manticore, Manticore they've got offices in Algeria, on a totally different side of Africa. So I can find a connection between them and Sponge and Belmarsh somehow. I'm hoping. Maybe the Crap twins, Manticore, just all those guys. And then maybe the Vlad guy too. Maybe Vlad is involved with Manticore as well. I don't know. It's just it's all that info and all those possible connections. So I think I need some fresh air. This shit is really getting to me, obviously. Where was I? One more thing. The report said that the arresting officers were called Marley and Suarez. Maybe if I can find them and they can help me. Perhaps they know Bumblington. I'll put that on the back burner though. I got higher priorities right now, I think. And then the second lead he sent me as well, I'm going to have to look more into because I'm not seeing any connections here at the moment. But anyway, I'll tell you what it is, and I'll tell you what it is, and you can email me. So address below in the description. If you have any theories, so you can email me there, or any clue or any thoughts on this stuff. Karushnikov told me about this crime family that was part of the La Cosa Nostra back in the 80s, called the Saletti family. They were all killed by the FBI in Nevada, but back in the 60s, when they were at their height, at the big time of the crime family, the Saletti family had financial ties to some British politician called David Rogers, who was almost arrested for being gay back, before it was being decriminalized in Britain. But he killed himself before they could arrest him. So that's the second incident, his suicide. But he was financing some of the Saletti's operations. And when he died, he left everything in his will to someone called W.M. Moldova. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. W.M. in Moldova. So that kind of suggests that he might be William Monk, who would have been that kid. So maybe his family, who were aristocrats and funding or being funded by this gay British politician, or perhaps they were both involved with the Salettis. I'm sure there's a link there. There has to be, right? Perhaps it proves Manticore was set up through corrupt money. There's something big here, is what I'm really trying to say. Something very convoluted and big. But I don't want to get away from finding Barry and Oscar. So and there's very few people alive to prove all this stuff as well. There's one Saletti still alive. There's Marco Saletti. He's the one that's still alive. And David Rogers, the grandson of Henry, is still alive. I know. But I don't know how much they knew about their grandparents' activities. So I'm going to leave that one aside for now, I think. Before I forget, just because there's so much stuff in this update and there won't be another one for a while, I found one other lead that relates to Manticore, but not Barry and Oscar. So if any of you following this are more interested in Manticore than Barry and Oscar, maybe you could look into it. I just thought it was interesting. So in 2009, you might remember there was that period where there were an intermittent solar eclipse. It had everyone running around scared, and during that there was a virus outbreak in Somerset, England. A bunch of school kids demonstrating symptoms that were like those of like zombies. Look, I know that sounds really dumb, but I just came across it browsing the conspiracy theory website, and there's pictures of the biohazard company cleaning up the bodies, and their truck had that logo of Centicell on it. So Centisafe, Centicell, the logos look kind of similar, they're kind of spelled the same, punctuations and everything. I don't know. It's a lot to unpack there, so I just thought it was interesting. Okay, so see you guys next time.